Bibliophiles of the internet, my name is Adri, and today I'm here to bring you the Would You Read It challenge. This challenge was created by my lovely friend Bear from A2 Brody. Their video and all the information will be down below, and the idea behind this challenge is for me to try and get you, the viewer, to read some of my favorite books based only on the first sentence. So the idea is that I'm not going to be describing these books or giving synopses. In fact, I'm not going to show you the cover or tell you which book it is until after I read the first sentence or first few sentences depending on the book. So let's just get started. To think, only yesterday I was in my chancletas, sipping lemonade and watching my twin cousins run through the sprinkler in the yard. Now I'm here in Mr. Patchett's class, sweating in my polyester school blazer and waiting for this torture to be over. Mercy Suarez Changes Gears by Meg Medina. The days that I feel most beautiful are the days that I am most afraid. They tell us to be ourselves, but if you listen closely, there's more to that sentence. Until you make them uncomfortable. Beyond the Gender Binary by Alok Vaid Menon. Hold out your hands and let me lay upon them a sheaf of freshly picked sweetgrass, loose and flowing, like newly washed hair. Braiding Sweetgrass, Indigenous Wisdom, Scientific Knowledge, and the Teachings of Plants by Dr. Robin Wall Kimmerer. At Cal Academy, an instructor had explained to Chettis's class that the threshold winnower was a weapon of last resort, and not just for its notorious connotations. Nine Fox Gambit by Yoon-Ha Lee. I'm warning you now, next one's a freebie. Just let me have this. Yadriel wasn't technically trespassing because he'd lived in the cemetery his whole life, but breaking into the church was definitely crossing the moral ambiguity line. Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. The day I turned 12, I was certain it'd be my favorite birthday yet. But then I got the letter. From the Desk of Zoe Washington by Janae Marks. There is just enough space inside here for one person to live indefinitely. Or at least that's what the operation manual says. How to Live Safely in a Science Fictional Universe by Charles Yu. A girl always remembers the first corpse she shaves. Smoke Gets in Your Eyes and Other Stories from the Crematory by Caitlin Dowdy. Lucy, Kwe, and I walked through the neighborhood last fall when all the trees looked like the time Nana Bush hid his kokum in there, like the maples were being swallowed by flame arms of red and orange. This Accident of Being Lost by Leanne Beresomasake Simpson. One question runs through my mind as I stare blankly at page 87 of my Fundamentals of Physics textbook. Why the fuck did I let my friends force me into taking this class? 1500 Miles from the Sun by Gianni Garzavia. The body lay naked and face down, a deathly gray, spatters of blood staining the snow around it. Ancillary Justice by Anne Leckie. James Hook was bored. The woods had grown rather tame, he thought. Time was, he and his pirates would have been fending off tigers, wolves, and little boys with swords. They would have been snarled in thorns and clinging vines, beset by swarming fairies, ambushed by roving crocodiles. Nowadays, though Neverland was still overgrown, it was no more threatening than an unkempt lawn. Peter Darling by the author now known as S.A. Chant. Well, someone has to marry the man, the Emperor said. Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. I am learning how to speak. To give myself a way out. A way in. Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson. Look, I'm aware that you're here for an epic tale of intrigue and mystery and adventure and near death and actual death, but in order to get to that, unless you want to skip to chapter 13, I'm Not Your Boss, you're going to have to deal with the fact that I, April May, in addition to being one of the most important things that has ever happened to the human race, am also a woman in her 20s who has made some mistakes. An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. For my entire life, La Cocina de la Isla has closed on Sundays. Year after year, customers have begged Abuela to open the restaurant, but she never has. She claimed Sundays for the Zamoras, and that was that. No more discussion. The Epic Fail of Arturo Zamora by Pablo Cartaya. Staring at the sky in Baharata was like exchanging a secret. It felt private, like I had peered through the veil of 100 worlds. When I looked up, I could imagine, for a moment, what the sky hid from everyone else. The Star-Touched Queen by Roshani Chokshi. I was warned not to download Grindr. Hola Papi, How to Come Out in a Walmart Parking Lot and Other Life Lessons by John Paul Bramer. Ellie bought the life-size plastic skull at a garage sale. The goth neighbors were moving to Salem and they could not fit an entire Halloween warehouse into their black van. After bringing the purchase home, she dug through her box of craft supplies and glued a pair of googly eyes into its shallow eye sockets. Alatsue by Darcy Little Badger. And last but not least, I opened the back door to let the dogs out, and Nadawa's got her gardening shears buried like a knife in one of my fiance's wings. The Witch King by H.E. Edgman. So there you have it. I gave you a pretty good selection, if I do say so myself. Were you able to guess any books based on the first sentence? Did any of these openings surprise you or entice you? Let me know in the comments down below, or feel free to share the first sentence of one of your favorite books. I will tag some friends down below to do this challenge if they would like, or if you make booktube videos yourself, feel free to say that I tagged you and go ahead and do it. But that's everything I had to share for today. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, educate yourself, be kind to yourself, take care of yourself, and I will catch you on the flip side of the page.